Hey,
Hello,
welcome
hello,
everyone.
hello, hello, hello.
We are here with Worcestery Council Theater 3000. I'm here with Bill, the Unibaby Shaner. Bill,
That
how
is
are you?
me.
I'm
Doing
Bryan
great.
O'Donnell. We are brought to you guys today by beautiful Crafty Kombucha. Look at this. I got a new hat, Bill.
We
Look at
love
that.
it. Wait, where's my freaking hat?
It's in Shaun Connolly's house.
All right, fine. I'll get it. I'll get it soon. That's a nice hat, though. I
Yeah,
need to get it. Need to
it's
bolster
pretty
my winter
excited.
hat,
Yeah, it's a
my winter
good.
hatness.
It fits my gigantic head, so I'm pretty excited about
Well,
it.
hell yeah.
We're gonna be jumping into the city council meeting pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
Just for everyone's I'm drinking ginger lime tonight. That's what I got. Ginger lime kombucha tonight. So
Ooh, nice, nice.
go get yourself some crafty kombucha.
That's the one that I was working on a couple weeks ago, and that one is delicious.
It's so good. It's got a
Yeah,
bite
love
to
it.
it. I really like it.
Mm-hmm. A nice ginger.
So, Bill, last week we had a pretty crazy election.
Yeah, it was freaking awesome. It couldn't have really. I mean, there were a couple of ways that it might have gone better, but for all intents and purposes, it could not have gone better.
Yeah,
Huge victories across the board for the progressive camp, and we love to see that.
yeah. Well, I'm very excited to see what the next steps are as we, obviously inauguration isn't until what, January, first week of January, I think, or
The inauguration is, I don't know the date of it right now, but yeah, it's in early
we'll
January.
figure it out. Somebody will tell
Yeah,
us.
yeah, it's in early January, and until then, we'll have sort of a lame duck council, and they're
I'm
really,
really excited to see what happens with
yeah.
that.
I mean, like Gary Rosen and Matt Wally are the two who are all the way off, and it's going to be fun to see if they try to do anything with their last couple of weeks in office. But I just read through the agenda, and it doesn't seem like it. Honestly, this agenda is light, very, very light. But we certainly have a lot to talk about
Yeah, do we have
on
anything
the
that stands
show.
out to you especially tonight?
Well, I personally, this isn't of interest to anybody in Worcester at all. Like it's interesting to me because it's so silly. But if you look at the agenda, and why don't we do this so people can follow along? But here, I can't access the chat myself, but maybe we throw that in the chat, and you scroll down to 11, which is the orders, and that's the part of the city council meeting where the councilors get to make their hot tips and suggestions and requests of the city manager. And the last one on there, 11F,
11F.
is from Kate Toomey. Request city manager ensure all trash removal from dumpsters that are in the vicinity of the city's schools comply with the city's noise ordinance. Don't empty those dumpsters too loudly, or Kate Toomey is going to be on your ass. The like, what the heck? We're
I don't.
probably gonna have to. That's probably gonna suck up like 15 minutes of this meeting, like just that one order, because K2B is gonna take her entire 5 minutes to explain it, and it's just like, what the fuck do you want the garbage workers to do?
Yeah, what? I
More
don't.
softly, like
Ben
put.
White, thank you. Yes, that like.
Yeah, like what do you want?
Also, every kid I know loves trash trucks. Like, there's like
Yeah,
YouTube is mostly trash truck videos at this point.
yeah.
So,
I get fired up personally when I hear that screaming around the bend. Um,
Some places today got dropped off their new recycling bins with covers.
Wow. They
Yeah,
finally did something on that, huh?
yeah. They look pretty good too, I gotta say.
Yeah. I mean, that has been, and this is like maybe the biggest indictment of the lack of imagination on the current city council, but that has been the biggest priority for the past 5 years. Like the biggest unanimous consensus of the city councilors has been, can we put some gosh darn lids on these gosh darn recycle bins? You know, and it's been a political football for like since 2015, as
Yeah,
far back as I can remember. Yeah, we have covers now.
they're not like full covers. They are there are like they have slits in them, so
Oh, I
paper can
saw a picture of
completely
those.
fly out of them.
Yeah,
But
right.
at least cans won't go everywhere, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that probably just makes it. Well, what's going to happen is every single
Welcome to the
neighborhood in
Worcester City
Worcester
Council meeting. Please stand for
has
the
like
Pledge of Allegiance
the
and the
can
Star
people,
Spangled Banner.
and they're just going to
Yes.
open those lids, and they're not going to close them. I wouldn't waste my time closing them.
No, this is time is money, baby.
Yeah, exactly. So
Time is cans.
we're just adding a step for our can people. You know, I don't really see the need to do that, but you know, whatever. Oh yeah, we're doing the pledge. Oh no, the Star Spangled Banner every single time. And you know what's really funny? Wait, can you unmute the Star Spangled Banner? All right, now you can mute it again. It's like, I get that it was done by Worcester high school kids, but it's like not really the best take I've ever heard of the Star Spangled Banner. Like, there's a lot of pitchiness going on in there. I think some of
you
those
guys
kids,
get the quiet, but I get to watch it still or listen.
Yeah, those kids, those kids, a couple of them might have been a little bit of hungover, and you know that's fine. You know, it's not an easy song to sing, but like if you're gonna play the same recording every meeting, maybe like choose a better one. But you know what? That's not how we do things in Worcester.
I don't understand why they don't. Yeah, why not? Why not like solicit new recordings from the schools?
Yeah, or have some kid come in and do it live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
How many high schools do we have? How many chorus programs? Actually, I don't know the question of how many chorus programs we have, and the answer might be depressing.
Burncoat definitely, because they still have the music school, and maybe that's it.
Burncoat, Worcester Tech.
Yeah.
I would kind of. I mean, come on, a chorus is such a basic thing, but like, I would look at North High and see if North High has a chorus, and I would be kind of surprised if they did, because that's kind of where special services in schools go to die in Worcester is North High.
Very true. Yeah.
No one cares about North High because we live in a fundamentally racist society. Love it.
You know what's interesting? For the first, I don't know if this has been going on, but for a long time I haven't gotten any notifications about the city council meeting being live on Facebook, and I kind of thought that they got rid of it, the stream, but it is back up tonight.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they just had some trouble for a couple of weeks.
Maybe we scared them into doing it again.
Yeah, we got some stiff competition.
Yeah.
You know what they're really doing is they're going after that sweet Crafty Kombucha sponsorship. They're like, you know, we could really use that in the city coffers, but no, that is ours. We deserve that. We deserve that. I know. Matt Wally he's on borrowed time here. He's gonna throw any Hail Mary passes.
Here.
We'll see.
Calorio.
I doubt it. He has absolutely nothing on the agenda this week. I consciously looked for that. Not a single thing.
Councilor Rivera. Councilor Rose. Here. Councilor Rosen. Here. Councilor Russell.
Is the seating arrangement changed?
Here.
Or can I just not see Sarai and
Wally.
Christian seats?
Mayor Petty.
Here. Public participation person may speak.
I think it might have.
Toomey usually sits on the other side of Wally, doesn't she?
Don't ever tell Sarai I said this, but I just looked at Donna Calorio and thought it was her.
Is your name and city of residence?
Oh yeah, we
And I was
gotta
like, oh yeah, it did
scrub
change.
scrub
David
that from
Slackens.
Twitch.
I live in Worcester, Massachusetts.
Don't ever tell her
I'd
that.
like to speak on item 10A related to
Oh, city council
increasing
fit.
the membership to 9 members and requiring tenant representation to at least 2 members on the Affordable Housing Trust Fund. I really like the idea of having of increasing representation of Worcester's diverse communities by increasing membership and having tenant representation as part of the Affordable Housing Trust Fund.
We're in trouble.
Having a seat at the table matters, but not if it's a children's table in the adjoining room. Awarding only 2 of the 9 seats to tenant members marginalizes already marginalized residents in their role and voice on this trust fund from the onset. If representation truly mattered, I'd recommend 4 of the 9 member seats be awarded to tenants. More important than the proportion of tenants to non-tenants on this trust fund are how they're selected. If the city manager or city council alone choose their seats, the majority of outcomes are already going to be determined, like putting a thumb on a scale to achieve the desired outcome. If you were to award a majority of seats on the Board of Public Health to undertakers, I don't think that outcome would be in the public's best interest. I think it's necessary for an independent
the
group of
wrestler
residents to
Undertaker?
determine how to award these seats. If it's
He just
mostly
compared
developers and
landlords to
folks at the
undertakers,
Worcester
which I
Housing
appreciate.
Authority
I really do
or
love
Department
that.
of Commerce, I don't think that outcome would be in the best interests of tenants or taxpayers. Thank you
Okay,
for your
thank
time.
you. Anybody else out there who want to speak? This is your time. If we have a.
Wow.
Folks on
No
WebEx.
wolf paw.
If you'd like, I can start with folks on the line, and then we'll go to folks on devices. If you're
Yeah,
on
so
line,
the,
can you
the
please say your
creation of
name
the
and city of
Affordable
residence?
Housing Trust oversight committee is on the agenda, and that's interesting.
With the residents on
But
the phone.
I'm kind of the mind that that's not going
David
to do
Arroyo,
anything
509
at all.
Plantation Street, Worcester, Mass.
And
Go ahead, David.
I don't know. We'll see how they talk about it. But yeah.
Yes, I was just, I wanted to speak on Order 11C about the additional fencing for the Green Hill Park handball court.
Okay, go
The
ahead.
important things.
I know it's something that's
Gary
come
Rosen
up a few times
perked
in
up
the
'cause he
past.
thought he
I
heard
just wanted
pickleball.
to support for the extra fencing. We've been having a lot of issues playing out there with the ball, running down into the parking lot where the baseball fields are, and a lot of near misses with the skateboarders. I just think a little bit of extra fencing would really alleviate those issues.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Mr. Mayor,
All right.
on to the next calling user.
Slam
If you're on
dunk
line,
right
can you
there.
Please say your name and city of residence.
Yeah, great. Thanks.
Okay, now hearing folks on the line, I'm going to move on to electronic devices. Diana Reyes, I'm going to try to unmute you now. Can you please state your full name, city of residence, and the item you're calling on?
I mean, the moment that somebody gets hurt, then
Diana, can you hear
it'll
us?
be like K2 will be like,
All
why
right,
didn't
now hearing
anyone
from Diana, I'm
do
going to
anything
move on
about
to Jack
this?
Bronk. Jack, please state your full name, city of residence, and the item you're calling on. Okay, now hearing from Jack, we're going to Jake Millett.
comment
I'm
here
gonna try
from
to unmute
Mattel.
Jake now. Jake, can you hear us?
Hi, Attell. Congratulations.
Okay, now hearing from Jake, we're going to move on to Maxwell.
Right.
Maxwell,
Patel
can you please
is
state your full name and
congrats
city of
Patel.
residence?
But yeah, Tell's exactly right that it's a good
Okay. Now
uh,
hearing from Maxwell.
thing to have
Now go
in
to
the structure
Rowan
of City
Compton.
Hall. But if there's no
Rowan, now
money,
you're muted
then
you now.
it's
Can you please say your
it's
full
a
name and
it's
city
a
of residence?
pointless exercise.
Okay, now hearing from Rowan. I think the last speaker we have is Ryan Hobie. I'm going to try to unmute Ryan now.
Hobie.
Ryan, can you please say your
Hobie
name and city of
Halloween.
residence? Okay, not hearing from Ryan. Mr. Mayor, I think that concludes folks on electronic
Okay.
devices.
Do you want to speak? For
Yes.
Oh, you have a petition?
It's so stupid.
Okay.
Talk to Dan
What number
Westcott
is
for
that
2
one?
seconds and mention CPA and the fact that we have not passed that, and it's just unbelievably. He gets so fired up. It's it really is so silly that we haven't done that.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
oh, I need to take my laundry out. 1 sec. Be right back.
I got eight.
How professional.
Debbie Johnson?
When he comes back,
Okay,
I
if
have
you
to switch
we
my
can do
laundry
you
too.
right now.
It's laundry night.
We'll go to 8U, Debbie Johnson. Request the
Yeah,
approval of the
that's a
American
very
Rescue
good point.
Plan
Attell. I
Act,
think
funding
that's
was given to cafeteria workers who work through the height.
what
of
we
the
have to
COVID-19
continue to push
pandemic.
against.
Is your name, city of residence?
Debbie Johnson, Worcester, Massachusetts.
Pull it down. Pull it down.
You put that microphone right down.
Oh, good on you.
Debbie
This gets-
Johnson, Worcester, Massachusetts, 31 Watt Road. For the council to requisition some of the RPA funding to the cafeteria workers who worked through the height of the pandemic. Some of us even had a pay decrease, putting our lives out there in harm's way, feeding the children of the city. There must be some room for hazard pay for us within the hazard monies the city received for COVID-based needs. Please recognize us and all the hard work we accomplished for the community.
Thank you.
Hell yeah.
We're going to send that to the manager. Okay.
Give
Yeah.
it to anyone but cops.
Roll call.
Also,
I mean,
cafeteria workers, yes,
Council
Absolutely.
Bergman,
Yes.
A thankless
Colorio?
job.
Yes.
for
Council
sure.
King,
Yes.
Councilmember Carlson,
Yes.
It's kind of the
Councilor
similar.
Rivera?
I think somebody
Council Rose,
showed up to speak on
Yes.
behalf of
Councilor Rosen?
the
Yes.
bus
Councilor
drivers a
Russell?
few weeks ago for the
Councilor
RV
Right.
funds as well.
Yes.
Council
Same deal.
Rowley?
Same
Yes.
thing, yeah.
Mayor Petty.
Yes.
If
Councilor
we're going to be
Jones
giving
Opera?
people hazard pay for
Okay. We will go back to
time and lost
7A.
wages, then yes,
the motion
100%.
to open the
for
hearing
sure.
for condo location on Shrewsbury Street.
But yeah,
And the,
reopening the
condo
CPA
location in
conversation,
Belmont and
not to
Hospital
put any
Drive.
ideas in your head, Etel, with
Shrewsbury
a
Street.
new,
Roll call.
more progressive city council, we might get somewhere.
Council
In
Bergman?
fact,
Yes.
I want to
Council
look up
Colorio?
right now what the vote was the
Yes.
last time.
Council King,
Yes.
Interesting.
Councilmember Carlson,
Yes.
Council Rivera,
I'm
Council
gonna go switch
Yes.
my laundry
Council
too, Bill.
Rosen?
I'll be right
Yes.
back.
Council Russell,
Yes.
Council Toomey,
Yes.
Council Wally,
We're just
Yes.
watching the
Mayor
council, doing laundry,
Yes.
being domestic.
Okay.
It's a
anybody
Tuesday
opposed
night.
to this item?
I mean, it seems
Seeing
like it's a
nobody
quiet night for
opposed,
the council.
The motion
Yeah,
is
for
to
sure.
close
There's
the
not much going
hearing
on tonight.
And adopt the item. A roll call.
Council Bergman,
Yes.
Council Colorio,
Yes.
Council King,
Yes.
Councilmember Carlson,
Yes.
Council Rivera,
Do you think a guy like
Council
Matt
Rose?
Wally is like soaking
Yes.
it up
Council
to
Rosen?
just enjoy
Yes.
these
Council
last
Russell?
few?
Yes.
Yeah,
Council
he's just
Yes.
basking in it.
Wally?
Yes.
Mayor Petty.
Yes.
Mayor
Okay.
Oh,
Approve the
okay.
minutes
This
as
is
well?
interesting, actually. If we're talking about the CPA,
Is that-
it was a
Approve the minutes?
5-6 vote
Oh, we
against.
didn't do the minutes yet. I'm sorry.
Oh my God,
The motion is to approve the minutes. A roll call.
dude.
Council Bergman?
Yes.
What?
The
What's that?
entire
Colorio?
back
Yes.
archive
Council
of
King?
Worcester
Yes.
Magazine is
Councilmember
broken
Carlson?
links.
Yes.
Every
Oh,
single
it's
story I
dreadful.
wrote for Worcester
Dreadful.
Magazine
Yes.
is broken
Council Rosen?
links.
Yes.
Council Russell,
Yes.
Can you
Council
can you
Toomey?
Yes.
copy those on
Council
your own
Wally?
Yes.
website?
and Mayor Petty.
Yes.
No, it goes right to an.
Okay. We are on petitions.
Anyway,
8A, we're going to refer to.
we got a question.
Public
Anything happened at
Works.
the SC meeting today, Bill?
8B through D.
I
we're referred to the
didn't
planning
watch
board.
it. I don't know.
Same.
Sorry.
Anybody
Yeah.
see
Couldn't tell you.
those? Just raise your
I
hand.
do not know.
8E through
I can look at
8H,
the
we're
agenda
gonna
real quick
refer
to see if there's anything
Public
that
Works
was worth
Committee
paying
also.
attention to on that.
8I to 8O, we're going to refer to traffic and parking. 8P to 8R, we're going to refer to set a hearing for November 16th, 2021 at 6:30 PM.
A Tuesday school
Seeing
committee
no
meeting
other
is also sort of
petitions,
unusual.
We are going to.
Look for Google Cache. That's a good
collectively on
idea.
a roll call.
Check to see if it got cached from an
Council
earlier.
Bergman?
Yes.
Council Colorio?
It might still be out
Yes.
there from an
Council
earlier
King?
version.
Yes.
Councilmember
Oh yeah,
Carlson?
yeah.
Council Rivera? Council Rose?
Shout out Epic Stratton.
Yes.
Council Rosen?
Yes.
Council Russell?
Yes.
Council Toomey?
Yes.
Council Wally? And Mayor Petty.
Yes. 8S, Evan Corrigan requests the council establish February 29th as Quadrennial.
Got another
municipal
question, Bill.
holiday
Could you get your articles
celebrating
back
Worcester's
via the Internet
incorporation
Archive?
February 29th, 1848.
Oh yeah, that's interesting.
We will send that to the manager.
Yeah, I bet they're on the Internet Archive.
Roll call.
It's just
Council
it's too
Bergman?
many steps right now. I'm just
Yes.
trying to
Council
see who
Colorio?
voted
Yes.
for and
Council
against the
King?
shit back in
Councilmember
2018.
Carlson?
Yes.
Sure.
Council
It should be
Rivera?
easy to find.
Council Rose?
Yeah, if you,
Yes.
like
Council
the
Rosen?
link is right
Yes.
there.
Council
I wrote that
Yes.
story.
Council Toomey?
Yes.
Council Wally?
Yes.
And Mayor Petty.
Yes,
So
the manager going to
annoying.
be busy with the quadrennial. And,
Bill, do you want to put the link in the private chat?
Nicole Apostolo
We can run it through the
requests
Wayback
election
Machine.
results by ward precinct
Okay,
be
one
made
second.
available, informing Worcester, including registering voter numbers as of the election. We'll send that to the clerk. Roll call.
Speaking of the the school committee meeting,
Council Colorio?
Yes.
I think
Council
Brian
King?
Dutremble
Councilmember
commented
Carlson?
earlier, but I don't. Did
Council
anyone
Rivera?
see the
Council Rose?
Yes.
the
Council
Spectrum
Rosen?
meeting last
Yes.
night?
Council Russell?
Yes.
Do we know if anything happened there?
Yes.
Council Wally?
Oh, I
Mayor
need to
Petty?
follow up on that still. I
Yes,
have not.
it's John
Anybody in the
Buckner
comments listen to
requested
that
the
one?
opportunity to address the council regarding the
We
use and operation of the
we I mean we could
following
definitely
for
reach out to
online
Melican
skating,
and see if he
rollerblading,
wants to
and
jump on
skateboarding.
later, and
Yeah.
I'm sure he
We will
was
send that
has a
to
lot to say
the,
about that.
City manager.
If anything
Roll
happened.
call.
Council Bergman?
Yes.
All right.
Council
So while they're
Calorio?
doing all this boring shit, let's just look at
King?
this. The
Yes.
CPA.
Council
So
Carlson?
everyone's familiar with the CPA is. It's like
Rivera?
it's called the
Council
Community
Rose?
Preservation Act,
Yes.
and
Council
it's a
Rosen?
tax surcharge you
Yes.
can use
Council
for
Russell?
parks, affordable
Yes.
housing,
Toomey?
all these bunch of good things.
Yes.
And like the state matches the
Yes.
money. It's a good
Bryan
idea.
O'Donnell request the legality. of
Listen to the
setting
people who
safe
voted
restrictions
against in
on panhandles
2018.
and drivers at traffic signals
Connie
and
Lukes,
intersections where drivers
no
stop and
longer
green light
there.
signals to
Mo
direct
Bergman,
warnings
Gary
inside
Rosen,
traffic
no
to
longer
cause
going to be
drivers
there.
behind
Kenny
some
Merrill
vehicles to
Carlson,
slam on their brakes
Matt Wally,
and
no longer going to be there.
participation
George
in getting
Russell. So
food
3 of
to
the
green
6
light,
votes against
single
won't be on the
signs.
council next year.
That's something we
So I
did
think
with
that,
the
you
Center
know,
for Manager,
that would be a good thing to revisit.
Sorry, Council Bergman.
Love to hear that.
Mr. Chairman, should that go to
What do you think about that, Attell? Huh?
Maybe we can get an update on this. Yeah. Okay, we'll send it to the law department. Roll call.
Council Bergman?
Yes.
Council Calorio?
Yes.
Council King?
Yes.
Council Merrill Carlson? Council Rivera? Council Rose?
Yes.
Council Rosen?
Yes.
Council Russell?
Yes.
Council Toomey?
Yes.
Council Wally?
Yes.
And Mayor Petty?
Yes. So we have 9.1A, transmitting.
Guillermo, you
communication
missed
instructions according
not
to
much
Thomas
at all.
Maloney, Moses Dixon.
We're
Megan
talking
Ryan,
about how the
Stephen Moore,
CPA might be political
Warren
reality
Fisher, Jose Perez,
in
John
2022.
Perry to the Worcester
So-
Ballpark Commission. Just want to thank you for your service and much appreciated.
That's great to
And,
hear, Brian.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a
municipal
great
internet is something that I actually have not written about
opportunity
yet
for people, so-
in a substantive way,
so we can-
and I should,
and we also have
because
transmitting information-
that's just
communication
it's a
relative
good
to
idea.
reappointment of Richard Shea, Paul
Yeah,
Franco,
I you know,
Francis
I'm
Mangelli to the
I
Outdoor
am for it.
Fields
Always
Commission.
have been for it.
So
I'm
of course, we
fully in the
file
tank
these.
for it.
And I just want to say to everybody,
I
thank you
think
for
was it
participating,
last
thank you
year, or
for
the year
volunteering, it's
before, that
important.
Tom Matthews
And,
had a
difference in the
live
city of
stream talking
So
about
with that, we-
like
motion is to
the
file.
Yes,
feasibility
he
of it,
did.
and it was
Council Bergman?
really
Yes.
good. It was
Council
so
Calorio?
good.
Yes.
Yeah.
King?
Yes.
Council Merrill Carlson?
Um,
Council Rivera? Council Rose?
Yes.
Council Rosen?
Yes.
Council
Yeah.
Russell?
My
Yes.
a friend of mine
Yes.
Wally?
Yes.
And Mayor
lives in
Petty?
Chattanooga, and
Yes.
they have
Items
municipal
8.3A,
broadband, and
Yeah.
he loves it. It's been a phenomenal
Shift coverage in the
success as far as
communications
you know
department.
what
We're
I've heard
going
from
to
him.
recommit that back to the
That's
manager,
great.
for additional information of Ms. Gloria before we
I
go.
didn't know Shrewsbury had municipal broadband.
Thank you.
Oh
I
yeah,
know
I
many
guess they do.
received several emails concerning this item. And
Oh, boy.
I think, to me, it's going to be very difficult to support this I have a couple questions of the city manager. First of all, I know there's a difference between the different levels of people that work in emergency services, and the employees that work there, their amount per hour plus overtime
All
overtime
right.
would be around $37.50 if I
Yeah, so we are on item,
correctly, or approximately. And what is
for
being
those following
proposed here is
along,
giving the managers or the upper management 55 to 60 an hour.
we're on
and
9.3A.
$2.50 difference for people that are working the overtime and doing a job, and then asking management to work the job that is only paying their employees $37.50 an hour with overtime. So first of all, I think that's a big difference in pay. I don't think that, I know, and I'll ask the city managers, what is, when you're on salary in this department, what is your obligation for overtime to work? Do you work an extra 10 hours that's included in your salary, or do you work an extra 20 hours? What is your
What the hell kind of question is that?
on
Mr. Manager?
salary? Through the chair.
I'm Donna Calorio, and I've never had an hourly job before in my life.
Asked us to come back so we can relook at this again. However, there's not a set number of hours.
I think this
folks
counts for as a
additional
Donna Calorio. I don't
here in
know.
the management position. We have a shortage of folks, and we've had multiple efforts to try to get the openings that we have in emergency communication filled. It's very challenging job market out there, so we've had difficulty filling those. So there's a lot of overtime. Employees who are in the union are all offered that first, but if they don't want to take it or they're not there, the calls still need to be taken. And sometimes those calls are at the 11 to 7, the overnight shift, and the management may have to come in on a Saturday, overnight, after they've already gone home to make sure those calls get taken. So this was just an effort.
Are
to
those
try to
the same ones
recognize
from
the
last
fact
week,
that
Bill?
Because we're shorthanded
Yeah.
and we have to fill these.
Proud
Yeah,
of
they
you.
are.
Proud of
Yeah.
you.
Shifts, and sometimes we're asking people to do it multiple
Yes, they
times
are.
in a week, multiple different hours. That we ought to
I didn't
accomplish
have to drink
beyond what we-
all 30 of them in misery, so I drank about a third of them in happiness,
But
and
we've
then
asked
more
the
at Electric
committee to
Haze
really-
with
we can
2 and
look
a
at
top.
it again and come back with a more detailed discussion in the future, if we decide to.
Yeah,
move
it's
forward.
a
Okay,
really
and
undue
I just want to make a couple more comments.
problem
I
for the
just think
city.
optics don't look good here, especially for the job that the hourly people are doing there. And they're doing extremely well under a lot of pressure. And then for other people. to come
That's
in
when I joined the Albanian dance, right?
Doing their same job.
And I wasn't even doing it close to right, but
What they're doing there. And I realize.
tried.
I was trying.
A lot of stress
I
in
was
the
trying.
department because, as you said, there's a lot of, we have a need for people to be in that job. We can't hire them. We have a real issue here. So I welcome to relook at this item so we can come up with something that would be a little bit better for everybody involved. Thank
I
you.
don't
The motion to
understand what's her
recommit.
problem here. She doesn't.
Roll call.
I don't care.
Council Bergman?
Yes.
Council Calorio?
Yes.
Council King?
Yes.
Councilmember Carlson? Council Rivera? Council Rose?
Yes.
Council Rosen?
Yes.
Council Russell?
Yes.
Council Toomey?
Yes.
Council Wally?
Yes.
Mayor Petty?
Yes. Next item is recommended adoption of an order releasing deed restrictions on the property located at 51 Gage Street. I'm going to submit that to Economic Development for a hearing in the neighborhood. Roll call.
Roll call.
Yes.
Council Calorio?
Yes.
Council King?
Yes.
Joe Petty,
Councilmember
man.
Carlson? Council Rivera?
He just loves the
Council
game.
Rose?
Yes.
Council Rosen?
Yes.
Council Russell?
I don't.
Yes.
Council
I
Toomey?
just don't get. I don't.
Council Wally?
I don't
Yes.
understand Joe Petty.
Yes.
Yes.
Next item
He's-
is transferring information communication relative to safety improvements at the intersection of Hurd and Clover Street.
He's like a perfect Parks and Rec character, because like it seems like I've
wanna
never
say,
seen another mayor
I'm
in Worcester.
extremely pleased to see this item on. and
But-
I thank the
Yeah.
commissioner for
It
all
seems
his
like
hard
every
work on
week,
this
and he's been
item.
doing it
We
for like
have
the better
been
part
on
of a
that site,
decade. He
observing
struggles so
after the
hard just with
accidents
the
that
basic
happened, the
mechanics
trees
of the
were taken
meeting,
down, we put a guardrail up
and like
to
never
the outside
editorializes or like
committee,
does
and that still
anything
did not,
besides just like manage the
prevent
meeting. And it
people
seems
from
like he's using
going
all of his
to
bandwidth just to
on
do
a
that.
yard and taking down the tree. And
You know,
as I was
every
speaking with
time.
my colleague,
I understand
Councilor
that.
Wally,
As somebody
at
that
one
hosts
point,
shows a
we
lot,
were observing
it's
accident
it's
after
as
accident
everything
after
I can do just to
the way
make sure I
this road
remember
was
everyone's name that I'm
constructed,
supposed to
the
say.
way it was
Yeah.
redid, it just was not,
Yeah, I've hung out with Joe
happy
Petty.
to see
He used
that
to
we are
come
doing
to this
something
place where I
proactive
worked, where I
and
would work like at the
thank
bar,
Commissioner for his work on this. Thank
and
you.
him and Tim Murray would always come in and like
So
get
we
drunk,
can- Council Wally?
and that was fun.
Thank you, Mr.
It
Mayor.
was fun
and,
getting to
just
know him that
echoing
way. He was
Councilor
I didn't-
Gloria's comments.
Bill, I didn't know you worked at
Maybe
Joey's.
3 months ago, Council.
No.
At it.
I worked at another restaurant. I worked at a classy establishment, which I
The commissioner,
don't want to
as
name.
cars are
No,
going
don't. Yeah.
south down Clover, it's going to be very important at the top of the hill to
Look at how
do what
look
we
how
can
pissed he
to
is.
Notify them that there will be a stop
The
sign.
rage.
Cars come over that hill very quickly and very fast, and we want to make sure that when they hit that stop sign, they're not coming to a screeching halt for 50 feet. So anything we can do at the top of the hill, even if we're looking at a speed bump, to be proactive so that when they come over the top, they are slowing down. But I am
They,
certainly in favor of the
this is
four-way
yes.
stop.
They should put a speed bump directly at the top of a hill, so
Nice job.
in case people are
For-
going too fast.
To maximize Dukes of Hazzard.
File that item? All right.
God, he's so
Thank you.
Jokerfied.
File.
It's
Roll call.
crazy.
He wants to
Yes.
see cars
Council
burn
Calorio?
every day.
Some men just want to see the cars burn.
We can do that. Okay, we'll send it. We'll change that to traffic and parking.
Hey,
Hey,
Malcolm,
hey,
thanks
guys.
for joining us,
Yes.
dude.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yes.
Council
Dude,
King?
that's my
How-
best visual. My favorite visual about Worcester is the Dukes of Hazzard thing. Like every
Rose?
single snowstorm,
Yes.
every news crew in Boston is lined up on the backside of Belmont Hill, just
Yep.
waiting for that one guy in an 83 Oldsmobile to just come rocketing off the top. If a speed bump could be added to the mix, I mean, Worcester's gold.
Perfect.
For the public works.
TV magic, baby.
Mr. Chairman.
I'm sorry, Council Rose.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just another small plug for breaking this up into districts, if possible, in the future. It'd be nice to be able to share one, PDF for our constituents of the construction progress that's happening. The way that it's typically designed is you have to cut and paste and pull from different places in an effort to do that. So if possible.
Oh,
that'd
buddy.
be terrific.
Sean, that could have been an email. That could have been an email, Sean.
This whole city council meeting could have been an
will,
email.
That could have been an email, bud. He's like, it's too hard for me to zoom in and crop on my MacBook.
Bergman?
Yes.
Can you break it up for me so I don't have to zoom in and crop for what my district constituents care about?
Rose?
Travis, I
Yes.
regret to inform you that we
Russell?
have a
Yes.
new Photoshop
Yes.
that
Wally?
you need
Yes.
to do.
Mayor
Yes. Next item is transmitting information. communication
Challenge
of the
accepted.
Design process to date,
Who helped Joe with his math tonight? That's a look.
This is to thank you for the update. This is something that
You know,
wanted.
you know,
and,
Joe
those
Joe
fields
likes
are
to
used by the whole city of
remember
Worcester,
he's
and
wearing the mask about
very
30
patient
seconds
and
into his comments
he can
every
be here.
single time he speaks.
but,
And he takes it off one
appreciate
ear and then he puts it back
support.
on.
We're gonna send out
And
the parks and veterans, if that's okay.
my favorite part, he's wearing an N95. There's no
roll
difference
call.
between the ability
Council Bergman?
to
Yes.
speak
Council Calorio?
and or be
Yes.
heard
Yes.
in a microphone
Carlson?
with it on or off.
Council
Like it's
Rivera?
not doing anything, but
Council Rose?
with him taking it
Yes.
halfway off
Rosen?
doesn't
Council
change.
Russell?
Yes.
He's taking some deep breaths there, though. I'm worried about him inhaling that thing.
Mayor Petty?
It's hard,
Yes. Next item is
he's
transmitting
only
information
even
communication
dimly
relative
aware
to
that people are
celebration
listening to him.
testimony rights
Yeah,
scheduled
got
for
it.
Friday, December 3rd, 2021.
It's an automated robot mayor.
He might as well be, honestly, in a lot of ways.
So we can file that. So December 3rd. And,
He's like a prototype mayor
so
robot where they
roll
didn't like
call.
get the
Council
speak
Bergman?
the
Yes.
speaking
Council
part
Calorio?
right
Yes.
yet.
Council King?
Yes.
The delivery
But-
truck hit a speed bump on its way to dropping it off. Yeah.
Council Rose?
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Council Rosen?
Yes.
Council
And
Russell?
Matt Wally's
Yes.
just like, yes.
Toomey?
Yes.
Council Wally?
Yes.
And Mayor
Yeah.
Petty?
Yes.
Matt Wally's like, oh, I love voting on these formalities.
Collectively, unless anybody wants to pull one out. 9.35 A and B, 9.36 A through D, 9.38 A through D. Motions adopted collectively on a roll call.
Council Bergman?
Yes.
Council Calorio?
Yes.
Council King?
All right.
Yes.
This next one we gotta get ready for the grandstanding.
Council Rose?
Yes.
Transmitting
Council Rosen?
informal
Yes.
communication
Council
relative to
Yes.
analysis of
Council
Discover
Toomey?
Massachusetts,
Council Wally?
Yes.
showing
Mayor Petty.
support for and promotion of the BIPOC community. And I read through this and I couldn't make heads or tails of
Next item
what
up is
is bad or
transmitting
good.
information and communication relative to analysis, Discover Central Massachusetts initiatives showing support for and promotion of the BIPOC community. You can send that to ED or you can file it.
Oh,
Yes, we'll
cool.
send it to It's a report. We'll send it to ED. Roll
No,
call.
it's not a Rivera motion. It's
Council
just a
Bergman?
report.
Yes. Council Calorio?
Yes.
Council King?
But I
Councilmember
expected
Carlson?
I expected a
Comment.
good
Council
Rivera
Rivera?
moment right there.
Council Rose?
Yes.
Council Rosen?
Yes.
Where,
Council Russell?
Yes.
and you know,
Council
I'm not
Toomey?
hating on
Yes.
the
Council Wally?
intent or the
Yes.
spirit of that, but there is sometimes
Yes.
dealing with issues of
10 days
inequality or
change
race
order.
where
Motion
Soraya
is
Rivera will get up
adopt.
and
Roll call.
just do a word salad where she says the word equity
Council Bergman?
Yes.
85
Council Calorio?
times and you have no idea really what she
Yes.
said,
Council King?
and
Yes.
it is
Councilmember Carlson? Council
it
Rivera?
doesn't do anything.
Council
And
Rose?
Yes.
Council
It's a
Rosen?
vast
Council
improvement
Russell?
over,
Council Toomey?
the other
And-
side of the room.
Yes.
of course it is. Of
Yes,
course it
we're on
is.
11A, within the
Right.
bounds of caution, requesting the manager requests to work with the fire department.
get a lot
send
to
a
listen
letter
to
the
week after
manufacturer of
week.
The city's turnout gear to request an updated confirmation that.
Maybe
the,
with a new
minimum
progressive council, she wouldn't
FAS
feel the
and
need
they
to
gave
to state
As it
that so
reads.
much. That'd be
Okay,
cool.
roll call.
We
Yeah,
could
I
start.
think a lot of the things would
Council
just
Bergman?
be
Yes.
more
Council Calorio?
capable of
Yes.
being
Council
acted
King?
upon.
Yes.
Councilmember
Oh,
Carlson?
Brendan,
Having a-
Council Rivera?
before you
Council
joined
Rose?
us,
Yes.
we were
Councilor
talking
Rosen?
about
Councilor
the
Russell?
CPA
Councilor Toomey?
and
Councilor Wally?
maybe there being a new political reality for CPA
Consider,
passing in Worcester
reviewing
in 2022.
MGL Chapter 111, Section 150A, relative to
Because
solid waste
back in
disposal
2018,
facilities,
when they voted it
means
down,
operations, applications for site
a lot of those
assignment
people are not going to be
as
on
a
the council
means
anymore.
of curbing illegal
What do you think
dumping.
about that?
Councilor Toomey?
Through you, Mr. Chair, this legislation that's actually been used in the past effectively provides us an opportunity
can't.
to have a much
Yeah,
higher
I don't know if you can hear. That's all right.
penalty.
I just came back. I wasn't there for a
for
second.
folks that are,
Oh,
dumping
okay.
illegally. It outlines the whole process in which we
Wait.
can do that.
Is this my favorite one?
And I strongly suggest that
What's
we
she
take
talking
a look
about?
at utilizing this, especially for the most egregious dumping sites that we have in the
Yes.
city.
Wait.
What this basically is doing is saying that if someone is illegally dumping, they're actually illegally creating a dumping site and not in violation.
No, this is 11B.
Environmental law, as well as local ordinances. And I believe it carries a fine up to $25,000. So I think that gives us a little bit more teeth.
Well, let me see. I didn't see. Oh, wow. Oh, we love it. We love it, folks.
Yeah.
That's too much.
Yeah. I thought you were just gonna put him on the character Daisy Duke's head. That is incredible.
Aren't the shorts Daisy Dukes? Isn't that what that?
Yeah, they're named after the
Along with
character
that,
from Dukes of
Dukes.
Hazzard.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to put him on
That
the
was,
mail body.
hey man, I'm not gonna note you to death. That was incredible.
Appreciate you. Thank you for the challenge.
Effective in getting out to some of these sites that are most problematic.
Sorry, Mom.
That's the manager. Roll call.
This is very good. too.
Councilor Bergman?
And you know what? There's no way around it. You were watching porn.
Yeah.
Yes, this is a
Remind
great time to
everybody-
mention our sponsor, Crafty Kombucha. You can find it in all your local liquor stores and such, and it's delicious. Ginger lime is a favorite of mine, and we want to thank Crafty Kombucha for sponsoring us and sponsoring our work on this.
And as we always say, if you can't find it at your local store, show them that picture of Matt Wally until they agree to sell it.
Yeah.
There's like some space in between where the fencing.
I love the
ends as you get
tattoo.
to the wall.
That's
So just looking at exploring something creative to be able to basically, as referenced by the resident, just kind of keep the ball in bounds. When you're up there and playing, it goes off into the parking lot, goes into the
handball
skate
thing,
park, it goes off into
Yeah, it's
the
a
side
handball
of the
thing.
road.
Imagine you're Sean Rose
the
and you
way
just
that
won an
the
election
park
that
is
was like
at.
widely cast as a
It's very
referendum on the city's
well-used,
soul.
handball
And you come
court in the
back and the
city.
only thing you file on the
Anything
agenda
that you
is
can
like,
go out
yeah,
there
can we
and
get some
see
fencing around the handball court?
it's
You know, like, come
very
on,
much
dude.
well-used,
Like,
and it would just be
I
a
don't
nice,
know. I don't know. You just like to see
for the
a
folks up
little,
there.
people
more.
care a little bit more,
This is
you know?
a big hobby of theirs, and I'd appreciate just looking into it a little
Especially
bit.
since handballs are really small and it can't really be a fence. It kind of has to be a wall. And
Councilor Gloria?
Yeah,
Yes.
right.
Councilor King? Councilmember Carlson?
Yes.
Councilor Rivera? Councilor Rose?
Yes.
Councilor Rosen? Yes. Councilor Russell?
Yeah, actually, that's a good point.
Toomey?
Yes.
Councilor Wally?
Yes.
Mayor Petty?
The comparative lack of soccer
Request
fields
that
in the
the
city
manager
is
work with the
a
appropriate
very good
Commonwealth of
point.
Massachusetts
Yeah.
Department to install the lighted
And
crosswalks
also,
to Route 20,
if
near the Auburn Town
the
line,
Woostocks
near the multiple
ballpark was a soccer
Russian
stadium,
deaths,
like
oh,
including the
that
most
would be
recent that for
fucking one of the best things we could have ever done in the
Can
city.
you imagine how much
lighted crosswalk system after that? I'd like to
more
say
incredible it would be to
add
have
the
the
words
New England
and
Revolution
or
move here than
right
the Paw
Insane.
Sox?
Yeah,
absolutely insane.
yeah.
And they would have done it.
And that would have been a progressive move because that sport's on the up, you know?
We had a pedestrian death
Yes.
in this area near the Fair Shopping Center on Route 20.
Has he ever worn a top hat?
You know, just during the years that I've been a cop.
He should.
You know what? The problem is every time he puts one on, it blows down the street and he has to chase it. My top hat.
I'd like to see George Russell cast as like some turn of the century captain of industry, like Leviticus Cornwall from Red Dead Redemption 2. You know, like somebody who owns the oil refinery and they're colonizing the old west and there's just no room for bandits anymore because they're bringing the city in.
The amount of pedestrians that you need to have in an area. So
I drink your milkshake. You know, the thing about it is, you know, I take my straw and I put it in your milkshake, and I drink it up. I go, I drink your milkshake.
A look in the city side with the lighting there, because the lighting is, from what
My
they
name
say,
is G.R.
the
Russell.
responsibility of
If I say I'm an oil man, you'll
City of
believe
Worcester.
me.
This is a very dark section of the highway. It's an area.
Great question,
where
Bill.
there's a
What?
facility with a lot of.
When are you
Oh,
going to
I
stream
could.
Red Dead Redemption
across the
2?
street, many
Oh
of
my
the
God!
homes,
If I
it was
I would love to
retail
do
across
that
the
because
We can do that.
I play but I play a boring character. When I play a video game like that, I just play the goody as two shoes of a character. I don't do anything funny. I just get really into the story and like listen to all the dialogue and explore the little stuff and like read the books and stuff. Yeah, I'm boring when I play video games.
It was just couldn't see. So
Yes, more skate parks.
Look at it.
Yes.
Yeah, the Worst Side people, as far as I know, are still looking for a new place to build Worst Side
There you go.
2.0. And that is
Thank you, Mr.
not
Chair. I'm very
the
familiar with
Crompton
this
skate
area
park,
as
but that would be
well.
another
And
skate park.
certainly,
Bring it to Technic Square, Attell. I'll be your biggest supporter.
Yeah, okay, good. You gotta just find a
There's been a lot of
derelict abandoned
building
lot.
the mobile homes. and
Where would we ever find one of those in Attell's district?
Impossible.
drive up and down
Impossible.
that side
Just,
of,
you know,
Route
I think
20
pave
and
over
Crompton as
Bushel and
well.
Peck, and then
And
we'll
there are
just
a
build
lot
one
of
there.
pedestrians that do cross.
Honestly,
We
that
have
like
down at,
spooky old
the other
grocery
intersection.
store across from Coast Pond.
People, as we know,
If you build that out into that would be a
distance.
fucking
It
sick
is a distance.
skate park.
It would be at least.
Yeah, I mean that's like a bonus level in an original Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Yes, keep the store there and build a skate park on the inside. It'd be fucking awesome.
I don't want to give away all my great ideas, but I always thought that location would be ideal for the largest municipal water slide ever built in the United States, straight into Coes Pond.
Yes.
Free for Worcester residents, but like 20 a ridiculous fee for anyone coming in from the outside towns.
We can call it the monosail.
Yeah, that along with my idea for a zip line from Worcester Airport to City Hall.
Hey, Attell, keep that to yourself, all right?
do
we don't
not
need people
mention
knowing about that. We don't need people knowing about that.
Once you're in this chamber, you are not allowed to talk about that.
Yeah. We do not talk about Sharkside. First
Kate Toomey
rule.
will be destroying those ramps with her walking boot in no time.
Yeah. Kate Toomey will be tossing concussion grenades from the back of Antonio's Pizza.
Oh, you got another
Hey, Jenny Pasillo.
There she is.
Yes.
Council Rosen?
Yes.
Jenny,
No,
you
Attell,
are
you're
muted,
fine.
Yes.
You're fine,
Yes.
Attell, you're fine.
Yes.
All right, I'll be right back.
Jenny, hi, how are you?
Hi, thank you for having me.
Hey, Jenny.
Oh my God.
Robert Barron, George Russell, Daisy Dukes, Wally.
It goes from Roosevelt School all the way past.
Jenny, how are you?
I'm great. I'm so happy to be
You
here.
got a fan. You got a fan in the chat.
That's my friend Attell. What agenda item are we on?
They are on
Water slides, zip lines, and illegal skate park.
Yes.
I would have called in to support it if I had realized.
Are they on 11D or E already?
Oh, they're
I don't
cruising
know.
tonight, huh?
We yeah. Oh, they're flying through. One public comment.
Who was it?
Yes.
It was the guy that wears the cool sweater, and he was talking about the CPA. I can't remember his name. I feel really bad. But we do want to talk. We want to talk more about the CPA. We want to talk about the Spectrum meeting from the other night.
Oh yeah, I heard 50 people called in.
Is that true?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I should have.
I don't know. I didn't have the chance to listen.
Yeah, we were hoping. I think Brendan was on there.
Oh, wait. This is 11F. Oh, we got to see
Here we
this.
go.
Years ago, and I was contacted by a constituent last week that they're still picking up trash prior to the approved time in the morning in the ordinance, and it's pretty simple. I mean, I would think. and that you just say, look, you can't pick it up until, I think it's what, 7 o'clock, that you can start construction or start noise or whatever. And it's really, you know, the rules and regulations from that we ask everybody to follow, and we have a city department, school department that's not complying with it. So hopefully we can bring some peace and tranquility to our neighbors as well. Thank you.
Send that to the manager. Roll call.
Council Bergman?
Yes.
Council Calorio?
Yes.
So
Council
Yeah,
King?
her
of course.
her
Council
issue is
Carlson?
literally that it's too
Council
noisy.
Rivera? Council Rose?
No, not that it's too
Yes.
noisy.
Rosen?
That they're picking up the
Yes.
trash
Council
too
Russell?
early in the morning.
Council Toomey?
Yes.
Council Wally?
Yes.
Mayor
But the
Petty?
noise
I-
ordinance states that you can't be loud before like 7 a.m. or whatever.
Move to the petition
I
for
thought because
installation
of the
speed
school
bumps
vicinity
submitted during
thing
the
that it was a
2021
backdoor
term.
way to talk
Motion
about
sent to
how they're
traffic and
like it's too
parking.
much traffic.
Roll call.
You know,
Council
when
Bergman?
Yes.
schools are
Yes.
like,
No,
buses are
you
arriving
know
and
what?
stuff. But
Council
You know what this was? Is it
Council
was
Rivera?
literally
Council
one.
Rose?
I'm going to
Yes.
assume an
Council
old
Rosen?
lady
Council Russell?
who lives near a
Council
school
Toomey?
complaining
Yes.
that the
Yes.
trash guy
Mayor
comes at
Petty?
6 in the morning.
Yes. Transferring information
And she
communication
wakes up
route
at
to the filing of
6:30 and it
3
wakes her up a little bit
vacancies
early. And
on
Kay
the
Toomey
library
was like,
board
"Oh
of
my God, that's terrible."
So you got a few
And
people.
she, you know, now she's
Yeah,
she's
Mr.
gonna
Mayor, I
fix
think
it.
if you accept the schedule.
Ah, fuck.
Oh.
Position.
Okay.
Goldie.
Motion is to accept the schedule.
Hello there.
Council Bergman?
Yes.
Council Calorio?
Yes.
Council King?
Yes.
Council
Hi,
Carlson?
Goldie.
Council Rivera? Council Rose?
Yes.
Council
And I
Rosen?
mean,
Yes.
Council
it's fair to
Russell?
say too that
Toomey?
dumpsters
Council
getting
Wally?
unloaded
Yes.
And Mayor
are
Petty?
really loud. But the person who complained about that is probably the same kind of person who complains at noon at like the sound of joyous children playing outside, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The kids' razor scooters are too loud when they come down the road.
Precincts and election operations. Okay, so collectively, let's send those to MO. Roll call.
That's the kind of thing where it's like, why are you
Yes.
still living in a
King?
city?
Councilmember Carlson? Council
Just
Rivera?
move. Just move away.
Council
It's
Rose?
always going to be annoying.
Yes.
If that's
Council
annoying for
Rosen?
you, it's
Yes.
always
Council
going to
Russell?
be annoying.
Yes.
This
Council
is what I've
Toomey?
learned,
Council
Bill,
Wally?
in
Yes.
living in Burncoat for the few years that I have.
Okay, the next
The
item is
reason why these people
13A
act like
to
townies is
13C.
because
Motion to
they
accept.
inherited these
After that,
homes
it'll be 14A
and they
to
never
14L,
had to
advertised
live
proposed
anywhere
use.
else. And they want it to be a
And
small town
15A
desperately,
and
but they are
15B
not
to be
willing
named on
to
a roll call.
like buy a
Okay,
house.
clerk
So
will
they
do
just
that.
Yeah.
live
All right.
in their grandparents' house for
Council
Yeah.
until the day they die.
Calorio?
Yes.
Council King?
Yes.
That's a really good point.
Council Rivera?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that up there for a minute so
Yes.
people get a
Council
chance to read it.
Yes.
Council Russell?
Yes.
Council Toomey?
Yes.
Council Wally?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, like,
Counselor Rivera has
honestly,
asked
in
for
terms of coming
amendment.
into this new election cycle with a mandate,
Roll call.
I think the perfect hand to
Council
force is like,
Bergman?
why
Yes.
did we vote against the CPA again? You know, I think that's a really good place to
Yes.
start because we are leaving
Yes.
so much money
Councilmember Carlson?
on the table because
Council Rivera?
the council at that
Council Rose?
time was just scared shitless of a surcharge on property taxes.
Toomey?
yeah.
And
Council Wally?
Yes.
I think that we got to be a little bit smarter and braver than that. I think.
Roll call.
Council Bergman?
Yes.
Council Calorio?
Yes.
Council King?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think that would. I think
Council Rivera?
who has done that with success? I think
Rose?
maybe Somerville.
Yes.
I'd have to
Council
look into that
Rosen?
more.
Council Russell?
Yes.
Council Toomey?
Yes.
Council Wally?
Yes.
And Mayor Petty?
Yes,
Yes.
the CPA thing is absolutely about messaging because you have those lowest residential tax rate people coming out like fucking hawks as soon as it even gets brought up.
Right.
Yeah, and that was that. That was
That was the meeting today.
that was one of the lowest consequence city council meetings I've ever watched. I don't think I feel so bad for Steve Foskett or anybody in the position I used to be, where like they have to turn in 15 column inches on that meeting because like holy shit. Good luck, bud. Good luck. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, let's spend a little time because we are
Yeah.
less than an hour in, so we can
The,
keep going for a while.
Steve Foskett is the only person who is regularly covering the city council. That's right. And that's interesting. But then they go and do shit like that, and it makes you think, do we need more than one person covering the city council? You know?
I don't know who the hell that is, RB, but no, we can't.
I don't know if we can. No, we can't rewind because that was a
Jenny. Jenny can do anything. Yeah, great, cool.
I think I think time is better served doing anything besides trying to get a story out on what happened at the city council tonight. But it's interesting that we spent the entire time here talking about like the new political reality that our incoming crop of city councilors have, and the fact that we still don't take advantage of the CPA funds. And Attell originally brought that up because we had on the agenda tonight something about the affordable housing trust and like the oversight board for that. And short of there being money that the affordable housing trust has to work with, it's kind of a useless organization. But the CPA would be a way to give that a reliable stash of money every year to work with. So that's where that came up, and I think that's a great first step. I'm meeting with two this week, and we're going to talk about some things to do ahead of the inauguration. So I'll bring that up.
Great.
Were any of the newcomers in the audience tonight? Not that they need to be there, because of course they could watch via Twitch. But
I didn't see, and nobody spoke.
Okay.
Yeah.
Attell is here, slumming it with us.
Yeah.
Guillermo
As it should
jumped in, which again proves that more people should have voted for Guillermo because he's one of two city council candidates to actually participate in the greatest political Twitch stream that Worcester's ever seen. I think. I guess
by far.
Say that.
The only tolerable way to watch the city council.
Jenny, is that Clementine or Nate yelling like that?
Can you hear that? I have headphones in.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter.
They're yelling.
Noise canceling for you. A little bit louder for us. Yeah.
Imagine how loud it is here.
Is that your concubine Nate?
That's my Italian baby screaming, as Italians do.
Is that a swatch phone over your shoulder there too?
Yep.
It's just a regular.
Wow.
Look at that.
It's a throwback.
That's crazy.
Jenny, we have to talk about on the election night how
I couldn't hear anything.
Yeah, I asked you very politely the simplest question I possibly could have. I asked you, can you just describe the victorious energy in the room right now and how people are feeling? And you went, thank you so much. I gotta go. I just completely ducked the question. Like Joe Manchin level ducked the question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched.
Yeah, all right. Well, it makes sense.
The question now, Jenny.
The energy was off the charts. We were all so happy. Attell says, "What did Jenny do?" I cried on Twitch and then hung up the phone.
It was kind of perfect.
I was so overwhelmed.
Great clip. Check it out.
You saw her coming in though, right? Like you saw when she came into the restaurant.
Yeah, we got that. Was right when you signed on. We got that. So yeah, we got what we wanted.
Yeah.
Jenny, we've been talking a lot this week about next steps from here. Great. It was a great win. Great election night. But what in your opinion, what can people do? What do we need to do from here to kind of keep this going? What are the
momentum?
The processes involved?
I'm personally working on two things. I'm working on a rule change to expand public participation, and then I'm working on like a transparency thing with a couple of vacancy tax with a couple different organizations. So it'd be more accessible to see what they talk about in city council. Because my big problem was when Cipro would say, well, Sean Rhodes wants to defund the police. There was nowhere to go to punch this in and see that this is incorrect.
Yeah, like a Snopes,
like a search engine.
Yeah.
Oh, we do have a little
Look at this monster. Come here.
presentation here.
Right. So, sociopath Jenny Pasillo, how are you feeling?
How is the room? What's the energy in the room like? Tell us how it's feeling in there. That's how it pulls it out for D5.
Thank you guys. I'll talk to you all soon, I'm sure.
That's great. That's amazing. Yeah, that's so good. That's so good. We love it. We love it.
Couldn't hear. Just couldn't hear anything.
That's so good.
Sean's here.
Hey,
what's up, man?
buddy.
Just walking the dogs in Cipro country.
Oh,
nice.
Oh.
We're gonna try to sick them on them.
Good.
My two little dumb chihuahuas.
For humor.
Parody.
We gotta put up the disclaimer. Oh God, we need the disclaimer.
Yeah.
Oh thank God.
Parody.
Yeah. Hey, there's a child on here. Good Lord, Travis.
This is a great time.
That's worse.
What a great time to talk about our wonderful sponsor, Crafty Kombucha, which is delicious. It's Worcester's only homegrown culture, and it's the other brewery of Worcester. And you can find it anywhere you find your booze, really, in the city. So you go get some, and it's delicious. And drink it up like a milkshake.
I drink. George Russell yelling, "I drink your milkshake."
and yours.
But he says it like Italian. He's like, I drink your milkshake. I put my straw in your milkshake, and I just drink it up.
Is there any way I can make my apartment's milkshake shop?
I think I don't know what the exact number is, and I don't know if Matt is on the chat if he can tell us. I think kombucha is usually 0.5.
Yeah, negligible.
Yeah, it's
negligible.
low. It's definitely
It's not really alcohol.
It's just a delicious amount of alcohol, not a problem. Yeah, there we go.
Like compared to Mero Carlson's IQ, how low?
Oh, I don't know. Is that quantifiable?
Damn.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, it's worth pointing out that the views expressed on this program are not reflected by the sponsor or the management of our sponsor company. 2% max. That's the answer we were looking for. And to your point, Sean, right there.
That's my favorite type of milk.
I like to call Mero Carlson. I like to call her 2%.
Yeah. Hey, Candy, I see you're drinking 2%. I'm not gonna finish that. No.
Well, so what I missed tonight?
A very quick meeting. And
literally nothing.
With Jenny about some of the
what's next.
So you talking about the transparency rule change.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to hear more about that. Talk to me about the transparency rule change.
I'm trying to change Rule 39 so it puts a 30-minute time limit on public participation, which I want that 30-minute time limit to be abolished. And I want them to also make remote participation a permanent feature.
Yes.
So they only added the 30-minute time limit in 2017. It's like a relatively recent new rule. So this would just be, it wouldn't have anything to do with the charter, obviously. It would just be changing the rule itself.
Right.
But it's held up, and it's been held up since March in MOL. Standing committee. There's a lot that I want to work on, but the other thing.
Do you know what the spirit of that change was in 2017? Why that was implemented?
I looked over every single possible document you could find, and I could not find any minutes on it. I couldn't find any comment.
That's very interesting. And
I know. I totally agree. It's really fishy.
I wish I could summon Nicole Apostolo right now because I feel like she's the one that would pull that off the top of her head. There was something going on at the time, but what it came down to was counselors have a bedtime. And they were getting sad because they were having to stay up past their bedtime to do the city business. Meetings were just getting drawn out. And I wish I could remember what the issue was at the time that was drawing in lots of people for public comment. But it was really just...
2017, it would have been... it honestly might have even been fluoride. The fluoride thing. The fluoride thing.
There was 1987. That was...
No, there was a fluoride flare up in 2017.
It was.
If I remember correctly. Yeah.
I thought we put that back to bed back when I was a kid.
Weren't we Worcester's snowiest city in 2017? The country's snowiest city, and I think the plowing was really bad. I know a lot of people are complaining about that too.
Oh yeah. And then there was something about Wi-Fi signals.
Yep.
Being like,
Oh, Gerardo's telling us he says the reason is because Gaffney put forward that awful resolution at a 5-hour meeting. Well, I'll tell you what though, I actually added up all the public participation minutes from 2015 to modern day to like 2021, and on average the most public participation per year is like 15 minutes. It's not that bad.
But when it was
just it's
but
a
when
cudgel,
you have
so
that
that
one
when
really
there's-
long night, that's what they remember.
and they just want to go to the Boynton.
I mean, they're not open 24 hours. It's
yeah.
The other thing I want to work on is getting the Bureau of Professional Standards.
ICE resolution. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
That makes perfect sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
God, that was such fucking. Yeah, anyway.
Hi,
Wait, what was
Bixby.
Jenny? What was the other thing you just said? Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I want to do something about the Bureau of Professional Standards. You guys know about this in the police department?
I know that it exists, right?
That's how they like, so if you're a cop and someone files a complaint against you, it goes to BOPS and you're literally just judged by your coworkers.
Yes.
So
I
think that's ridiculous.
I have 2 Cipro cases that went through that process, and he was exonerated.
Yep, and they
Shocker.
always are.
They
Yeah.
exonerated their union president. That's crazy.
Yeah,
So
right.
weird that
Who
his
would've thought?
coworkers and his friends wouldn't, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I just don't think it's right. So that's the other thing I want to do something about.
Yeah, that would neatly dovetail in with the push for a real civilian review board for
Yes.
the police department, which is something that everyone on the left of the spectrum wanted to see in the city manager's package of police reforms and didn't see.
Right.
So that would be a good thing to push for coming.
And we could structure it like call it a compromise, right? Like you could structure it like any other commission where, like, you normally would have district representation. We could just promise them that there's always going to be one person who flies a tattered thin blue line flag off of their shitty old Corolla, and along that side the Patriots flag, and that one person will always be there, and then the rest of the board will be made up of sane people, and we'll try and get some work done.
Right. Like, yeah, Cipro, you have a lifetime appointment to that board.
Yeah.
And then the
Anyone
rest of
whose
them
garage is painted like an American flag can sit on one seat, and then the other 27 seats will be sane people.
His plaque will be Richard Punisher logo Cipro.
And the dogs are going to find him right now.
But the Bureau of Professional Standards, yes, would be really, really good.
Well, we haven't talked about yet is that Jenny is a cop.
Yeah.
It's always one.
Cop, huh?
In every cool room, there's always one cop, but you never find out until the room gets really fucking cool.
I'm a cop because I
Look
went
at
to
her
their
shoes.
civilian class, to their civilian course.
Oh, you took the civilian training?
Sure did. It was awesome.
I saw
It was
Jenny
like-
riding around in Maine South. It was great. They almost hit me with his car.
Mhm.
Did you learn how to nightstick teens?
Yeah, Jenny, how many dogs did you shoot?
All the dogs. We shot so many dogs.
There are dogs present, everyone.
Yeah.
Oh,
Listen, planting drugs on somebody in the backseat of a car might seem like it's hard, but it's actually really easy.
Yeah.
there's
It's sleight of
war in
hand, like a
police.
magic trick.
There's a war on police, and if you're ever interested, there are so many police tribute videos on YouTube.
Oh, you know,
And
I
that's
never thought
one
of
thing
it.
I learned. Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep my algorithm well curated. I'm not going down that rabbit hole, but thank you very much.
It's a terrifying rabbit hole.
I never thought about how there could be a war on police. That's crazy.
Yes.
Wow, you
That's
think
crazy.
about it? Yeah.
Think
Yeah.
about it, and we will all pay.
They're like it's like a thin blue line between The war on police and not the war on police.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Brian's right.
Crafty
The other-
Kombucha is very good. Drink.
Kudos. We love
Very
it.
happy to sponsor us.
Sweet. Could you
And
see this picture?
the second half, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that we were presented with one good idea that came out of the group consciousness of the comments in a meeting that was otherwise like pointless to watch. Like, we should be there watching every week, but there are going to be some meetings like the one tonight where they did fuck all but show up, right? They did not do anything but routine business that could have been an email. I mean, like, for Christ's sake, Sean Rose, he just wins like the most important election in the cycle. And the only thing he does is file an order about how there should be a little bit more fencing around the handball court at Green Hill Park, right?
Hey,
Like,
he's the parks candidate, man. He did his job.
I mean, there's no reason why we couldn't structure this group here as like a government in exile. And I mean, Attell is here now. If we can get a couple more candidates to start coming over here, form a quorum on Tuesday nights, like, and then, you know, the viewership just keeps increasing. I mean,
I like this.
It's not the weirdest idea in the world, right? Like, we can just start doing shit, right? Like, I don't know, Bill, tomorrow, call up Bryan O'Donnell and tell him to build a water slide from the Big D into Coe's Pond and just see what his reaction is. Like, maybe he'll go along with it. And, you know
how Defund WPD put out like what a budget could look like for the police department?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, we could do what a city council agenda could look like.
Mm-hmm.
You know, which would be actually a very interesting exercise in showing like how you could use the format of a city council meeting to actually push ideas. And
this is actually really great.
Do interesting things.
Totally.
Yeah, for sure.
We can even come up with like a logical numbering system too, so we're not all like, oh wait, what are they talking about now? Like, we can, we'll use like just numerals, like 1 and 2 and 3, and we'll just go down in order. It'll be great.
Yeah,
It's almost, it's almost like there's like an infinite number of numbers. That you don't really have to do like number letter combos.
Yeah.
Recently, during this whole mask hubbub with school committees, there was a group of parents who like had an insurrection on the school committee. They went into the school committee meeting and they kicked out the school committee members and they said, "All right, meeting starts. We're the school committee now."
Wait, where did that happen?
First rule, no masks. It was I forget now where it was. I was just reading about it yesterday. Oh man, I can't remember.
I really do think we should do this. I think that probably the best day to do it would be like January 6th.
Yeah.
Just feels like
never forget it.
Yeah, the amount of time I need to get prepared. True.
You know, I went to this really fun event at a Rod and Gun Club in Auburn a couple of months ago, and I learned that all those people on January 6th, the Capitol, they're actually heroes.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
I always thought that they were just like lost and deranged lunatics, but it turns out, based on what I learned, those people are actually heroes.
Yeah, all heroes eventually seek asylum in Belarus. That's a known historical fact.
That's true. That is very true.
Eventually they all. Yeah, Superman lived at least 13 seasons in Belarus.
Right.
I wanted to hop on to tell you that I lost a friend that told me that he didn't agree with what they did, but he could understand why they did it.
Ricky Nelson said that?
Can you believe it? That's what happened at Selfie Time, guys.
Sorry for partying at the Capitol.
No thanks, I'm drinking.
Sorry for thank you, Brendaning.
That friend of the former friend of yours can fill the one Cipro Memorial seat on the new Bureau of Professional Standards. That's
agreed.
I honestly, I lost like I had this person that was like, I'm not going to say who they are, but they were like, every week they would share like all of my Substack things. And like they would they would be like, "Oh, this is the best shit ever." And then I wrote something in which QAnon and the January 6th thing was in question, and about that rally in Auburn, and I said that like that was like not really like a political insurrection insofar as they had a plan. It was just kind of a mob that existed to be there, and it's actually a lot more pathetic if you think about it that way. And he's like, I can't believe you would say that these political terrorists aren't domestic terrorists, and like won't even look me in the eye now. It's great. Like he went full like.
Yeah, it was weird when you and Chris Berg were playing on stage together for him reacting to that.
Yeah. I lost a guy over that.
Fun game. Guys, keep saying anonymous people, and I'll tell you who they are.
I also
Ryan,
lost a
you're
lot of. I lost like 15 subscribers when I wrote Mothman Real on the presidential ballot as a write-in. Totally worth it. Totally worth it.
It just didn't align with your brand, Bill.
Yeah, right.
I do actually think the Mothman is real. So
yeah,
he's definitely real.
Yeah, he's real, and
the Mothman prophecy should have won the Oscar.
He deserves to govern.
So I was going to ask you if you could Photoshop Brendan building a giant water slide.
I mean, that's kind of a tall ask, but I think you should do it. Yeah.
We like to challenge
22 feet.
Yeah.
No, I mean, a municipal water slide, it's got to be huge. I mean, like hundreds of feet, like all the way to the back end of like the hillside going up towards the airport. And yeah, I mean, you get it in the elevator, so, you know, you don't have to walk up all the stairs and what have you. But
I mean, they used to have that big one at White City, right?
What's that?
True. And
They
it
used to have
only
that big
fell
one at
in
White City.
Yeah.
It only fell in Lake Quincy once, I think. So
You can petition anything. I mean, you could just petition it every 90 days.
Yeah, I'm gonna petition
I
Worcester
using that
to build the largest wooden roller coaster
I know.
that exists in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
petition
What's a
them. They
good
love
name
it.
for the world's largest roller coaster in Worcester?
What's it?
Mo Bergman's brains.
Yeah, right. The oh god. Come on.
The Pawtucket Red Sox. I don't know.
Rhythm,
Yeah.
the rhythm method.
Yeah, Shabooms.
Lamplighter 3.
Yo, you know what would be such a good design for the water park? Would be like Dolphin Boy, but 400 times the size. And the water slide goes like around it. Like this.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Or that could be the ramp. Like you start off on its tail. You know, you get like a dolphin arched on its tail, right off its, I don't know, is it a dolphin of a nose or a snout? What is that? Whatever the front of its face is. You launch right off.
A bottle.
A snout. A schnoz. Yeah.
Not a
Dolphins,
marine biologist.
The technical term is schnoz.
The schnoz. Yeah, the schnoz.
Yeah, no, I mean, but that in the zip line, that in a zip line from Worcester Airport to City Hall, I think those are the things that Attell District are missing. As a lifelong resident of this part of the city, those have always been my thoughts.
I think whoever becomes mayor gets to have a zip line from their house to City Hall, and that's how they have to join the meeting every time.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be monorails. I mean, monorails. That was silly. Zip lines are where it's at.
Yeah. That's the ticket. Brendan, were you watching or participating in the internet meeting from the other night?
Unfortunately, I was only able to get in there for a minute and then bail on it. Yeah.
I think but
it sounds like nobody was, so that means it's a perfect opportunity to just make shit up.
True. Oh, there's 50 callers apparently.
That's good.
Yeah, and they were all like heavy in support of municipal internet.
I definitely should put it on the list of mine to write about that soon.
I think that's a big.
We just talked about it tonight.
I think that, like, jokes aside, what really needs to happen before January is for the progressive coalition, the new progressive coalition, both in the school committee and the city council, to acknowledge themselves as such and declare a platform, declare things that they want to get done. And I think that would force the Telegram's hand in actually writing about it, not ignoring it. And that's a huge disruption of business as usual in terms of how the city council goes. And I think it would get people excited.
Agreed.
Yes.
Then how would
So-
the Telegram write about Polar Park?
Right.
Fawningly, as they always have.
Yeah.
Tony Clifton is playing opening day next year, so they're gonna hold on to any big Polar Park news until then.
We have to keep calling him Tony Clifton.
I'm gonna run next cycle in a stunt campaign. I just haven't picked my stunt yet, but a good one would be abolish Polar Park, and just see how far I get on that. See how many votes I get. City councilor at large, and I have one issue, and it's just abolish Polar Park.
Can I be your Don King manager?
Just raise it.
Wow.
It is, yeah.
That's
That
pretty good.
works.
Look at that.
I miss
I
those
love it.
frames. I got to go back to those frames.
It's a nice color on you.
It is. Those were. I get blue now. It just doesn't. I like the red. The red popped a little bit more.
Unlike most of the people that I get to Photoshop, you were smart and you don't give a lot of options on the internet, so I had to work with what I could find.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm glad you just found that one. That's
Yo, but for real, yeah. Oh my God, there's a Sushi sign over in this neighborhood that I'm driving around all the time, and I was gonna stop and just take a video of myself punting it into the bushes, but I didn't. So the next time I'm over there, I'm gonna stop and do that, and just take like an Instagram story style video of myself going up to it and kicking it from under as hard as I can. Just punting it in the bushes.
This isn't really a well fleshed out idea, and I apologize. We were talking about this a bit on 508 today, Mike Benedetti and I, that like the thing that makes me most happy about that campaign was normalizing the Pornhub logo. Like Pornhub has a really good online store, and every winter I'm always tempted to like buy one of their beanies because they're really nice looking hats. But like then I think like I grew up in Worcester and I know people are going to judge me for, but that logo now it's kind of out there. I think you can get away with wearing a lot of Pornhub swag without, like, and the people that would normally get mad at you are just going to think like, oh, there's another raging homophobe, right? Like that, and you can kind of get away with it. So
yeah, right.
Thank God I could finally wear this Pornhub hat, so people just think I'm a homophobe.
I've always wondered who buys the merchandise, like who loves the brand so much that they need to support Pornhub on a daily basis.
Yeah. They do sell a fair amount, it seems.
Bill, I do want to say, if you do make that video, you have to upload it to Pornhub.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the thing I find most fascinating is there's a lot of people that are positioning and putting their content on Pornhub now because they're not under the same.
Bill, do you want to ask Jenny a question? She's about to leave, so it'll be good timing.
No, I don't actually. Not this time. Not after last time.
Bye,
I'm just kidding.
Dixie,
Thank
and
you.
not Jenny.
Jenny, thank you so much for logging on. We appreciate it.
Take care, Jenny.
Yeah, Jenny, we'll keep talking about this. I think we'll keep having her on.
All right, Jenny, it was great to talk to you. Bye.
Get her out of here.
Sorry, Matt.
You might be our sponsor, but there are limits here.
I think we can all agree that Jenny Pasillo is terrible.
She's a tough interview.
She's an awful person. She treats her concubine Nate badly, I think.
Oh, so poorly.
Yeah.
I really feel for the guy.
I decided she calls him her landlord all the time. I decided he's her concubine.
She drags him out to the Beyond Wrestling events on Thursdays. That's the only time I see him.
Literally drags.
Yeah, well, she needs arm candy.
Am I getting called out? Yeah, I mean, I said this last week on the show. The biggest takeaway for me is I felt for the first time as an adult voting in Worcester, which is like I started that when I was 18, so it's been doing it for a while. Felt good about the results. I wasn't just happy because someone that like I knew or someone that I was supporting won. Overall, the makeup of the election made me really happy, and a lot of that was because good people with good ideas stepped out. And I feel like that's the place where we always stumble in advance. Like we see a good person with a good idea and we say, that'll never work here. Because we're too worried about the folks with the knockoff Pornhub signs, like, beating us up with good ideas.
Yeah.
And in this one case, like those good people with good ideas, they actually came out and they kicked ass. Yeah, I think that's a lot. The candidates who won, and Guillermo, should be really proud of what they accomplished as a result. Take care, Tel.
Yeah, I completely agree, Brendan. I think especially Guillermo ran a fantastic campaign. As somebody that's first time doing it, I think he got out there. I think he made a lot of people understand who he is, and I think he has a strong chance for next time. I hope he comes back.
Well, yeah, that's
hard
the
to win
thing
your
is
first
that
time.
It is, and like Two's campaign especially was Two and Jermaine Johnson's campaign were such flukes, such exciting flukes. And I hope I don't offend them if any of their supporters are listening. When I say a fluke, I just mean like that does not happen for progressive first-time candidates.
No.
They almost always go the way that Guillermo did. But like Attell had to run twice, I believe, before she was able to pull out the D5 victory. So it takes a while to build a base up.
Exactly.
And
I think honestly for both of them too, like Two and Jermaine, I think that they got lucky in some ways, but also they put themselves in that position because they ran unabashedly.
Yes,
like
yes,
to the
yes,
left.
yes.
Like they ran on what they intend to do. They didn't try and appease anybody. They didn't try and be like, "Oh, I'm not threatening" or anything like, it was just, this is what I want to do. If that was threatening to anybody, then it's like you don't even put the thought in their head. Just talk about what you want to talk about, run how you want to run. And if you're in the right position and people have some kind of knowledge of you, as they proved, some cachet, then they're excited to vote for you. And I think it's the same with Attell this time, that people know who she is, they know what she stands for, and they were excited to vote for her. And that's what needs to happen. People, like you said before, Bill, that's exactly what needs to happen. Is people need to see the excitement that these like soon to be counselors have for what they plan to do, and the possibility of it happening makes it real for everybody.
Yes. I think that I'm not a campaign strategist. I'm not a political strategist. I just think that there's an excitement and a momentum in city politics right now that is rare, as someone who's been involved with it for a long time, and people should be thinking about doing everything they can to keep that flame alive and keep people engaged and motivated in the process, and not so bogged down by how boring and awful it is most of the time. Because it is.
I hope the candidates do take your advice in terms of putting forth a platform. Might not be the right idea, but just some sort of cohesive messaging.
Like just even like a press conference or a statement that was just like, we're here, we're new, and we have unprecedented control over you. And these are the ways that we do. And this is what we intend to do with it,
Yeah. Well, I think that's a perfect place to end it for tonight, if you guys agree.
I would agree.
If you guys want to hear more, obviously we're going to be here next week. Bill, is there anything that you can think of that is coming up in the next week that people should be paying attention to now, or getting ready
I think that we're going to see more information on more specifics on who voted in the demographics of those voters and the changeover of that from years past is very interesting. And it's something that I'm going to look at seriously. to see if there was any sort of change and how it actually changed and
Great.
Demographically who voted. Also, I think that one of the things I'm going to write about in the near future is this whole redistricting plan for the school committee, and how that ties in with the fact that the city already has to redistrict because of the census data. And there's a lot of very interesting, sort of obscure governmental shit going on there that could be contextualized compellingly. So I'm going to work on that as well in the next week. Yeah.
Thank you all so much. Brendan, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Yeah.
Let's get working
Brendan,
on this water slide thing.
Love having you here.
Yeah, we really do.
And I still have your Abby Hoffman book.
You stole that book?
Yeah, I stole it from Brendan after he let me borrow it. Yeah.
Please, subscribe to Bill's Substack. Subscribe to Worcester Sucks, and I love it. Join us here next week. Drink some Crafty Kombucha. This is again our sponsor. Thank you to Matt for
Thank you,
all
Matt,
that you
so
do
much.
for us. I love this hat. You'll see us here next Tuesday at 6:30, everybody. And have a great week. Thank you, everybody.
Bye, my
Bye. Oh yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye. Go on, Shaun. Go find Shaun's Instagram profile. Search Shaun Connolly. The link is in the bio. It should be in the bio for Woot Nanny as well. Buy his advent calendar. I've seen some of the pictures.
Oh yeah. That's funny.
Wild. So that's gonna be very fun. So order it because they're going fast, right, Shaun? We only have a few left, right?
Yeah, they're hotcakes, literal hotcakes, because it's meat.
So get those, and also Shaun has to pack them up. So do it now before it's too late. See, look at that. Bryan O'Donnell, thank you so much. Thank you everybody for joining us tonight. We will see you all next week.